Well, a young lady that was born with a genetic progressive disease dedicated her life to helping other kids that were also living with illnesses. She succumbed to her illness in 2018, but her parents are still doing the work to keep her mission going. So right now we have James and Ruth Oakes. They're parents of Caitlin Oakes, who was a founder of Caitlin's Dream. So thank you guys both for being here.
And thanks for having us.
Of course, and thank you for continuing this work that you've been doing, because I know it's helped so many people. So before we get to that, let's talk about Caitlin.
Sure, I could talk about my hair all day long. So, yeah, Caitlin, she was a motivating force for us. So, at a young age, she wanted to do for others, like herself, that were battling serious illnesses, whether it be a fundraiser for toys or snacks or whatever. So, her ultimate goal was to have something of hers to provide to kids like herself, which ultimately in 14 it led to. Caitlin's Dream coming about, an official nonprofit in her honor. And then, as you said, when she gained her angel wings in 18 is when she became her legacy. She was always an animal person, an animal whisperer, if you will, right? So we saw how the dogs would provide her some comfort when they would come to the hospital. So that kind of gave us the idea. But we also saw sometimes it'd be a detriment because maybe the dogs couldn't deal with what she had going on. So we went with the facility dog route, which is it's 2 years of training. It's a higher level, and they're trained to do work in the hospitals. The machines don't bother them. They're trained to put on medical equipment. They can walk the kids around the floor. They can, just different aspects. Like I said, the main driving force was her love for animals, and that's what led to her legacy pretty much. And we, when I said it was a long, she pretty much had her whole life, and when she gained her angel wings, we wanted to continue it, and that's why we're here.
And you're continuing it in such a unique and fun way. So you talked about the facility dogs that you guys have, that you bring to the kids, and now you have a coloring book dedicated to them. So let's talk about that.
So we would normally, activities, trying to make their stays a little easier in the hospital, right? So we would normally provide coloring books to the hospital, which kind of gave us the idea for this one. And this profiles all 4 of our facility dogs. So we have 2 with us, Dreamer and Ember, and there's another handler, Darlene, who has Ripley and Ryder. So we have 4-day-a-week coverage. And they initially were therapy, Ripley and Ryder were therapy dogs, and they took the extra training to do what Dreamer and Ember do. And Dreamer was our initial one. She's 6, and then Ember's 3. But the bond that they have with these kids, because these kids are battling some serious stuff, and we've been with some since day one, and some that are in remission, and sadly we've lost some. It's just a byproduct of what we do. But the coloring book is how great to give a coloring book to our kids we serve that profiles the very dogs that they work with on a weekly basis. And it profiles all 4 of them. All 4 of them are in there. And Amanda and Nikki from Freshly Brewed Art did a great job and in creating it, the artwork. And then our friends at 1-7 helped us out with, as you can imagine, there's cost involved in this, right? We're just us. We're a mom and pop nonprofit, right? So helped us with the printing. And we got our first run in time for her birthday. We were able to release it on her birthday in July, and we pushed it out, and we've been just trying to get it out to the hands of the kids ever since. Yeah.
That is so great. No, we're out of time, but how can people support Caitlin's Dream?
So right now we're really pushing to have people support us by sponsoring a book. Eventually, we've already left books with the Ronald McDonald House here in Las Vegas, who again deals with kids with serious illnesses. Our goal is to get them into the hands of the LA House, where she was her home away from home, and to kind of spread it throughout. So the more books we get sponsored, the better we are.
Wonderful. Thank you guys both for talking about this. I know it's hard for you guys to speak, so it's wonderful that you guys are still supporting her dream in this way. For more information, just go to caitlinsdream.org. We'll be right back.